Hello.
Hello,
Hey, Miguel. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Postman stream. Sean Keegan is excited for this one. Emmanuel's asking if this will be in Spanish. Do you speak Spanish, Miguel?
Ah, hablo español, soy argentino.
Oh,
Saludos a
okay.
todos.
Okay.
Are we doing it in
Um,
Spanish?
uh, let's maybe have a Spanish segment. Hi, John's Margalius. Thanks for joining us. We are just getting started with the Postman live stream and special guest. We have Miguel from Argentina, who has spent time on the U.S. West Coast in Portland and is now. Where are you based now, Miguel?
I'm based in Ireland, somewhere in between Dublin and Belfast, if
Tell
you
us
know
your
your geography.
precise location.
So this is a town called Drogheda. That's
Oh,
the name. It's, I believe, the fifth or sixth largest place in Ireland,
well, I'm picturing a
which means it's
thriving
small, right? I mean,
metropolis. Okay.
it's fairly small, actually.
Okay, well, welcome to the stream. Welcome, everyone. My name is Joyce. I work at Postman. I'm in developer relations, and the stream is called Postman Live. I mean, that's our official name. And Miguel, Twilio has a new product, Twilio Live. So our stream is going to be called I'm reading it, Postman Live with Twilio Live. And Miguel is our special guest today from Twilio. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes. So hello everyone. So my name is Miguel. I I have a strange position at Twilio. Supposedly, my title is a principal software engineer for technical content. So my job is to write and to help others write great tutorials and articles for the Twilio blog, which is twilio.com/blog. If you want to check it out, there's a lot of tutorials for pretty much everything Twilio and non-Twilio related. So yeah, that's basically what I do all the time.
Yeah, I'm a fan of your blog. I've actually written and contributed to the
Yeah.
Twilio blog before. There's so much tech, and I think that's one of the things that I took away. You and I were meeting and talking about what to stream about, and every time I use Twilio with Postman or some sort of little workflow, I always use. Do you want to guess what I always use? Which tech?
Which tech?
Yeah, what API do I always use? Which Twilio API is my
Oh,
go-to?
I'm against SMS.
Yes, SMS, it's almost synonymous, but
Yep.
there's so much.
Right. That's the thing. I mean, most people or a lot of people think that Twilio is all about sending SMS with code, right? But there's a bunch of other things, and we are going to talk about a few of them today that are beyond SMS and even voice telephony. There's a lot of internet stuff that we have that is very exciting. I find that what we're going to talk about today one of the most fun projects I had in my life. It's super
Oh,
fun.
that's
This
a bold
is really
statement.
fun. Yeah.
Okay. We have some folks from Belarus, from India, from Nigeria. Hi, Favor. How are you? Hi, Aditya. And it looks like Tishar's a Python developer. That reminds me. And Ian Douglas is asking about
Yeah.
Flask. Miguel,
So not today. uh, we are not going to talk about Flask today. Though I have to say that you could build a bunch of the things that I'm going to show. Or what I'm going to show today is in JavaScript, but you could totally do it in Flask as well.
So Miguel is being very, very modest, but I'm pretty sure you wrote. How many books on Python have you written?
So I've written two for now. I'm not done. But yes, the O'Reilly book on Flask is that was my first book, and then I wrote one myself. I self-published another one. It's also on Flask,
Okay.
and then I write in addition to writing a lot of content for the Twilio blog. I write on my personal blog, and there I do write mostly about Flask and related Python technologies most of the time.
So you literally wrote the book on Python, and I am so glad. The last time I used Python on the Postman live stream, I got reamed because I was on I was on version 2.7. So
Oh, that must have been a while
I
ago.
was, uh, no, not at all. Okay, we got Argentina in the house, Colombia.
Oh,
Okay, so
hola,
welcome
Argentina.
everyone. Yeah, representing. Okay, so before we get started with the Twilio live portion, and that's like the tech about live streaming, it's very meta, so I feel like it might be confusing for folks, but we're going to build a live stream during the stream. But I have a segment that I like to call In Case You Missed It. So really quickly, I'm going to bring my screen on, and I'll leave the chat on the screen. Feel free to go ahead and keep chiming in with your questions. And Miguel, if you have a link to your blog, if you put it in the chat, I'll share it with
Oh,
the rest of the
yeah,
folks. There's a
absolutely.
question from Oleg. So I have, well, let me share the Postman blog before I share Miguel's blog. So I'm here on the Postman blog, and two announcements for you today in case you missed it. And then I'm also posting Miguel's blog where he blogs about Python and Flask. Okay, so I'm here on the Postman blog, blog.postman.com. There's two things I want to show you. One thing is Vaishnavi has an article about Postman's WebSocket Echo service. So when last year, Postman announced support for WebSocket, a brand new protocol. Typically, people know Postman as an HTTP client, but we have support for WebSockets now. And Vaishnavi has built this cool guide. It's basically a WebSocket API plus this experience where if you're brand new to WebSockets and you're like, I don't even know how to spell it, you can walk through in an interactive way and learn about the different parts of a WebSocket connection. Like, what does that even mean? I think that's really fun. So check that out. One announcement, number one. The other announcement we have is if you use Postman and you're like, oh, I wish Postman did this, or I really like how they did this part and it helps me in my day to day, there is a Postman research program now. If you're really into user experience and improving like your workflow, you can volunteer to be part of the UX research program. Do you get paid? I don't know if you get paid. If you may or may not get paid, but you will definitely have the heart and gratitude of 17 million developers because you'll be making their lives easier. Okay, just two little announcements. I'll take my screen off so our faces are giant again.
So can I
Yeah,
make a feature request based on one of your announcements? Sorry, can't
yeah,
help it.
yeah. Go ahead.
So WebSocket, you should consider also adding Socket IO as a
Indeed, we have
next.
support for Socket IO as
Oh, you
well.
do? Oh,
Yes.
okay. I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Okay.
But I mean,
So,
that was the first. So when we released WebSockets, that was the very first feature request. So
oh,
you
okay.
are
I don't know if you know, but I wrote the Socket IO server and client for Python. I maintained that, so I didn't know I could use it with Postman.
everyone. We have a celebrity in our midst. Miguel, you're so like understated, and you've done all this cool stuff and contributed to the tech community in so many different ways. That's really I'll stop embarrassing you, but like that's super cool. I'm like slightly nervous now about this stream. Okay. Hello from Ukraine. All right. And Arlemi's chiming in and saying, yes, Postman does have support for WebSocket, Socket.io. More recently, we announced gRPC. Don't even know gRPC, but I know a lot of people ask about it, and it's protocols, more protocols coming. Okay, Miguel, you ready? Everyone in the chat, are you ready? This is Miguel. You said you are the most excited about this tech.
Yeah. So uh, this is going to be a combination of three Twilio products used together, uh, which I find really amazing. Um, and none of them is SMS or voice. We're not going to use old school telephony, nothing like that, or cellular. So the main thing that I wanted to show you today is how to do a live stream. Right, this is the newest Twilio product. It was announced, I don't know, maybe a couple months ago or something like that. Uh, and this is so that you can do a live stream, right? It's going to be a challenge, I think, to show how to live stream from a live stream, right? So we're going to have to improvise and see how that works, right? So at some point, I guess I can invite people to open a second tab and then open, the live stream that I'm going to be deploying here in a little bit. Uh, at the same time, you watch this live stream, but we'll see how that goes, and then I can show you that live stream on my screen, or you, Joyce, can do it too, right? Uh, for those who don't want to do that.
Okay.
But anyway, uh, the three products that combined create this solution are Twilio Live, which I mentioned, uh, Twilio Video, which is it's going to be the source of the live stream. We are going to live stream a video call,
Okay.
and then Twilio Serverless, or Twilio, we
Cool.
call it Twilio Functions,
Yeah.
but I think Twilio Serverless sounds much more exciting because that's
Impressive.
what it is, right? We are going to deploy this, for real, to the Twilio serverless platform. So we are going to
Okay.
combine all those three, and uh, we don't have time to write this from scratch. So that there's this starter application that I'm going to show you, and then what I left from this application is the actual part of using Twilio Live. And for Twilio Live, we are going to launch the live stream using, can you guess? Starts with
Postman.
P.
I hope we're using
Postman.
Postman.
Right.
Yeah.
We're going to use Postman. Phew.
Okay.
We're going to use Postman to operate, to start the stream, and then to stop it when we're done. Um,
Okay.
so
So slow down for a sec. You said the words live stream like so many times. So we're watching a live stream right now. I think folks are tuning in from LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitch. And all three of those platforms have live streaming, are a live streaming platform, but you and me, we're actually meeting through Restream, which is like a shipyard or something like that, to then publish to multiple. Like
correct.
what are we building? Are we building a YouTube streaming service? Are we building a Restream
So
or
Twilio Live uses it takes the contents of a video room, a Twilio video room, and then we provide a player library. I can show you that in a moment if you want. So people can watch it. Uh, it will be hosted on your own website, for example.
so you
So
can
you will have a
self-host. You're saying
you
self-host live stream.
it's actually hosted by Twilio on the serverless platform. So it's not really
Ooh.
self-host. You could
Mm.
self-host too, because it's all standard technology. So it uses JavaScript libraries and HTTP, and you know, it's all standard compliant. So you can host it anywhere you want. Uh, but what I find the most convenient and adds to the fun component for me is that you can with one command you can deploy it. You don't have to worry about hosting or servers or anything. It goes to a Twilio hosted platform. You get a URL, and you can start using it right away.
Yeah, so all of that, like all of these three are going to be new tech to me, but I am most excited about learning about the serverless because I can
Hmm.
see a lot of application. Like if I just roll my own thing, I can abstract a piece of it and then trigger a function on Twilio Cloud is what I'm picturing.
Correct.
And
Right.
I think
So
that's yeah.
so yes, the serverless platform right now supports JavaScript. So you can write any application using Node.js. You can test it locally. So this well, actually, I'm not sharing my screen yet. So
Do
I'm
you
going
want
to
to
show you a project. We can start if you want. Yes. Uh,
Okay. We're 15 minutes in a jibber jabber. Let's get started. I'm
sure.
going to bring your screen on
Hmm.
screen and then I'm going to take chat off just to make a little bit more room, but I'll keep an eye on the chat
Okay.
so that if anybody has questions or they're trying to follow along. So I think Miguel, you mentioned there that you have a little code sample,
Right.
so
So
folks.
the way you work with serverless is you have the this Twilio CLI. We have a CLI uh, project that you install, open source, and you can bootstrap a serverless application and run it locally. This is, I mean, for those of you, for example, who use, I don't know, create React app to bootstrap a React application and you
Yeah.
use it locally, but then eventually you deploy it, right? You build it and deploy it. So this is kind of the same thing, but it's more for backend projects, or definitely for backend projects, and and the application runs under Node.js. So this is an example. So you have functions and assets. So uh, under functions, you can write your endpoints at each JavaScript file. So we can look at one. Let's take a look at one. See if I can make this a little bigger. So, it's standard JavaScript code. It doesn't even need to be Twilio specific. And you write your application this way with one endpoint per function per file, one function per file per endpoint, and then you can run it. Um, and then if you need, for example, this application has a web component, a web application, so you need HTML files, JavaScript files, all those go under assets. And here I have a bunch of things, and this project, which, by the way, if you want to share the URL, it's on my GitHub. There you go, Twilio serverless video call. If you want to look at it more in detail. Uh, this application, as I was saying, has two parts, and then the third part is what we are going to do with Postman a little bit later on. So the two parts are the video call, which you and I, Joyce, and maybe one or more guests, if they want to play, they can come on board as well, I guess.
Okay,
We're
everyone,
gonna start
it's
right.
time to put on your pants because you might join us on stream if you
The,
want.
so the number of people that can join is limited, but it's definitely more than two. So there can be one or two more people to access this when we, when I deploy it and start it.
Okay.
Uh, so the video call is one part, and then the second part. So this is, if you're following the code, this is the host set of files. So host token is the backend function that it does the authentication portion of this, so that when you join the call, you're given access. And then there's an HTML file and a JavaScript file, and then the index files are for people who connect to view the live stream once the live stream is running, which is not right now. So
Okay.
these are all pretty standard, and in fact they're not really that complex files, and they load JavaScript libraries that we provide, and so on. Basically,
Yeah.
that's how everything works. Uh, so once you
Um
have Oh, you have a question. Go
I
ahead.
have a question. I was about to drop a link to create a Twilio account because I feel like people. So you're welcome to participate in our video room stream. So again, like make yourself presentable. And then the other side of it is if you're trying to follow along at home, I believe you should be able to. However, you do need your Twilio credentials. Like the host of the stream, whoever's setting it up, needs Twilio credentials, right? Should I drop a link to the?
So the host is going to be me. I'm going to deploy the project.
Yeah,
So so the Twilio credentials are going to be mine. That's covered.
right.
So
But
that
if
there should
somebody
be.
wants to follow along at home and spin up their own live
Oh,
stream,
of course. If you want to start your own live stream, your own video room, then of course you will need a free Twilio account, at least free or paid.
okay, I just dropped a
And
link to I think your referral link,
that
which
is my referral link.
gives
Correct.
people money.
Yes, people and myself too.
Okay,
Yes,
that's how
we
referrals
get a
work.
little thing too.
Okay,
Uh,
if you've never
uh,
created a Twilio account and you set one up from this link, you'll have some credits so that you'll be able to,
right.
do this.
So yeah. So basically, this is the way this is going to work, and once you have your project, you can use sorry use the tooling that we provide, the Twilio CLI, to for example run it locally. And this is for those who work with JavaScript, this is going to be very familiar. You say npm start, and you get a web server that's local to you. This is not deployed yet, right? And here you have for the assets, each asset gets its own URL, as you would expect. So everything that you put under assets is what you would call the public directory, like
Mhm.
in React or similar frameworks. And then the files that you put under functions, each file gets a URL. And when you call that URL, the function runs. So if you're familiar with other serverless platforms, I find this one much more easier to wrap my mind around. It's really very simple. You just call the URL, you send a request, and the function runs. And the function gets access to the request parameters, and it can do, it can use them as inputs to do whatever it needs to do. So,
Cool.
for example, now if I take the host HTML file, so this is for hosts, I can start. I can connect to it. It wants my video, my audio, and there I am. So this is already running, uh, but this is local, right? So nobody else can see this at this point. So this is for development, debugging, all that.
Okay.
So I'm going to close that. um, so when you're happy with your code, you can say npm run deploy, and this uploads your project to the serverless platform. And this takes a few seconds, shouldn't take that long. And then I'm going to get URLs for all my assets and all my functions that are hosted by Twilio. So this is going to be accessible to everyone. So now I'm going to go to host here, and Joyce, you can go there as well if you want.
Can you drop a link?
I'm going to drop the link. So I'm going to go live and give you the link. There you go.
Okay.
And once you joined, we should be in a call,
Oh,
right? Do you get echoes?
it doesn't
Weird
sound
stuff?
good. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So you know what I should do? I think I'm gonna disable the audio, and that might be uh, a good way to show people how to work with this. This is all standard JavaScript technologies, browser based technologies. So why don't we exit this? I'm
So
going
I
to
think it only echoes terribly for me and you, but I feel like you're not sharing your desktop audio. So like if we want to live like this, we can live like this, or we could just
up to you.
update it. Oh
I
God, it's
mean,
terrible. Okay.
yeah, okay, yeah. Let's kill this.
Okay.
I'm
Should
gonna
I
leave.
leave?
Yes,
Okay.
go offline and close that. So that's actually good good way to show how you work with this.
Ooh, Willie Geertz is here. Hi, Willie Geertz. We're just getting started. Miguel has spun up a video room locally and then essentially invited me to the local or to the hosted, deployed it to Twilio Cloud, and then I joined him, but there was a mad echo. So like we're gonna try to disable that
Right.
audio part.
So here is where the video track and the audio track are created, and this is working with the media APIs that you have in all browsers. So I'm just going to not use audio for this example. Just comment out the audio, and let's see how that works. So I've made that change, and now redeploy, and now we'll see if it looks a little better. It's going to be mute, right? We're not going to have audio, only video,
Yeah.
but that's going to sound better. It's not going to interfere.
Willie Geertz is echoing a similar sentiment as myself. I used Twilio some years ago to send transactional
SMS,
SMS. Looks
right?
like there's a bit more now.
Okay.
So
So
did that cloud URL change?
no,
Okay.
it's the same one. So you can go to the same URL, and now let's see if we don't get that echo.
I'm behind. Hold on. Are you waiting for me to join you in the room?
I thought you were going to, but that's fine.
I'm on my way.
Okay. Oh, there you go. There you are.
Oh, yes, that's much better. Okay, so basically
Yeah.
I'm not hearing the echo through the
Right.
live
Yeah.
stream.
Because this is just showing video. We don't have audio. This actually, happy accident, because that's a good example to show how the idea here, if you use Zoom or that type of solution, basically you're constrained by how that was designed. The Twilio products are products made for developers, right? So you get all the building blocks, and you build what you need,
You
right? So
customize it to your
you
own
you,
use
you can make
case.
it be whatever you want. So this is we're doing video, webcam, but you could do screen share, and then the layout, you design it yourself. This is my lame attempt at having some layout here. you know this
It's
this is this is
beautiful.
all in the HTML file, right? So if you want to look at it, it's the simplest thing that I came up with to show this.
So a couple of things.
Mhm.
One is like you said, like you can customize it to whatever you want. So if I want screen share, I can add screen share. But if I don't want any of that stuff, like I'm never gonna need audio. I run a live stream for mimes and I will never need it. So you can strip out everything that you don't need and have it custom tailored.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. So you can go with video only, or you can do audio only. Yeah, which this is
Oh,
actually a more interesting usage, right?
like a
Like the,
podcast.
a podcast, the Clubhouse
Oh yeah,
style
yeah.
of applications, right? We have customers that do that, actually, right? Reddit is our most highest profile user of Twilio Live right now, and they're using it for an audio talk application. The Clubhouse style of
I didn't even know
solution.
Reddit had
Yeah,
clubhouse
it's
things.
so it's it's a limited availability. It's only available on some Reddits. It's not
Yeah.
like not available for everyone yet. Yeah, definitely, it's called Reddit Talk.
Okay.
So if you
So
Google that, yeah, you should find some links to events that they've done using
So
this.
so for a company like Reddit, a huge company, they're not going to necessarily go through like all the existing platforms, but they're going to roll their own and customize it to their own particular needs. I see.
Right.
And the other thing I'm noticing is like when I move my face, Like, so I'm looking at my face in Restream, which is going to some end party, and then I'm looking at my face and like there's like a slight lag, but there's like a huge. How does that
Uh,
work?
right. Uh, so you have to think about the different usages here, right? So this video room that we are sharing right now, which by the way anybody can join, right?
Oh,
If you look at the URL, if you know if anybody can join, if it's presentable,
ah,
you
okay.
know,
This is a risky
it's open,
pace of
it's
the
risky.
day.
It will work only for people watching this live, of course, right? It's
Yes.
going to go away when we're done. But if anybody wants to join right now, they, we can have one or two more people.
Okay.
Uh,
This
but
is a
anyway,
this is
so
like
so
a
this is
exclusive nightclub. Please.
oh, there
Oh,
you go.
oh,
We have a guest. There you go. Welcome.
it's Sean.
We we don't have audio, right? So you cannot speak, right?
Oh, oh. Okay, yeah.
Excellent.
So
There you go.
so you have to
So
click through and then you have to slide the
right.
toggle
So this
over.
is ultra low latency, right? This is meant to be real time communication, right? So this will be if you wanted to build a Zoom clone type of application, right? So this is like near immediate real time latency,
Okay, and
right?
Arlemy
So
is
so
saying that the lag between the two though is because of your stream. So it's coming from it's coming from Twilio Cloud.
so
Oh,
this is all going through Twilio, right? The video room goes to Twilio, uh, but it's optimized for ultra low latency that you can use to communicate, right? So when we deploy this as a live stream, uh, the latency is not going to be that small, which is almost none. There's going to be a latency, but definitely much lower than the platform that you're using for your live stream. Uh, Twilio Live has a latency, I would say 2 to 3 seconds, whereas I don't know this live stream that you're running. I haven't measured it, but I'm gonna guess at least 15 seconds,
I would
maybe
say it's
more.
probably about 15 seconds, and LinkedIn is probably like a full minute after us. Sean, do a little dance. I can't believe Sean's the only person that is oh
Bye.
sad. Way to goodbye like that. That is pretty exciting though. I mean, I don't know how that works because really your video is going to the Twilio cloud and then it's getting put out so quickly.
Yes. So
Yeah.
um, the next part is so now we have a video room, right? You and I are sharing that room, and a third person, some other person. There you
Oh,
go.
it's Vikram. Hello.
Awesome.
All right, guys.
Right.
I can't
So
hear.
so this is a video room. So if we had audio, we could have like a call with this with no latency or very very small latency. So now let's say that we want to live stream this to an audience, a large audience, right? So that's a different category of participation, right? So now we have people that are going to observe this without joining the call, right? And that's the part that I'm going to do with Postman,
Okay, so it's like the difference between having panelists like Vikram is not allowed to speak because there's no audio on this. So
right?
you stay quiet over there. But we are now panelists. Anybody who comes to
Correct.
this publicly hosted on Twilio Cloud link is like a panelist, and we can theoretically speak if we had audio enabled.
Right.
But
We keep it.
now,
So now we want to enable this to be streamed, live streamed to a large audience. And when you have a streaming platform that has a large latency, say 15 seconds or more, uh, if you want to invite a member of the audience to ask a question, that becomes extremely difficult, right? Because you say, okay, anybody has a question, and then you know that's going to be received by the audience 15 seconds later. So
Yeah.
you on the stream will have to wait 15 seconds. It becomes really difficult to do uh, real time interaction with the audience. But with Twilio Live, which is 2 to 3 seconds, you should be able to design an application that where the audience can, for example, click a raise hand button, some UI like that, and then you can invite them, and then you can send them this link, the panelist link, and then they can join and ask their question, and then go back to the audience when they're done.
Yeah, it's interesting. The world of live streaming has so many new. Oh my god, that has to
Awesome.
be Arlemy. The world of live streaming must be. It just has so much nuance. Some of it is like for collaboration. Some of it's for presentation. Some of it's for engagement, interaction, like real time interaction. And so there's so many different. This is I can't even look at your face, Miguel. Okay, so this is the live stream for mimes. All right.
That's amazing.
So is
Very
it
good.
time to open it to the
Uh,
world then?
Sure. So this is going to be an example of. I'm going to prototype this. I'm not going to write any code. So once I get it to work, then I could write a version of what I'm going to do in Postman. I can write it as an additional. So it will be where is it? An additional function here. So it will be a start stream, or something like that. That will send a couple of requests to the Twilio API to get this room, which is running, and we're going to keep it running, so to expose this room to the world as a live stream, right? So I believe I have Postman here. So actually, what I need to do first, and this is actually Joyce, you're going to have to help me with this. We are going to do it with the OpenAPI specification files
Uh-oh. Okay.
from Twilio, right? So
Okay.
so
Yes.
this is something that I sort of have an idea of how it's going to work, but
Yeah.
I think I'm going to need some help.
Okay.
Um, so let me see. I believe I'm going to go
Do you
back
want
to
to
the
find the
browser.
Twilio public workspace? Because I think
Yeah.
just to see what's there.
So
Oh, you could have done it in your Postman. Do
can
it in your
I?
Postman. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, there you go. That's why I
Back to
said you.
Postman.
Okay, so what do I do?
So in the top center, just search for Twilio. And then we'll see, we can browse what they have.
Okay, now this is going to which one I am looking for? Accounts.
Go to the team
Do
Twilio and
we
then we can
have
navigate around. It's all in that go to that team Twilio with that
team?
little ribbon, yeah.
Okay.
And then scroll down to the workspaces and click Twilio API.
Should I
Okay.
go to APIs?
Yeah, so there's only two collections from Twilio. Clearly SMS is like what everyone knows, so
Yeah,
that's there.
right.
And then
Yeah.
they have a ton of open API specifications.
Yes. Except that Twilio Live is so new that
Oh my
that is
gosh.
not it's not in
Okay.
this list.
Oh, but Twilio serverless is. And is there a Twilio video?
It's a video. I would
Or what's it
imagine
called? Video?
should be video. I think. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. That's not there.
You guys
So,
have so many products that you just
well, right. Yeah. I mean, look at this. Yeah. I'm surprised that video is not here. Um, but yeah, serverless is. So this is the Twilio functions.
okay.
Um,
But we want the Twilio live spec, right?
right. Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess I'm gonna have to import it from the source, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So there's a GitHub repository that has, and this can be used beyond Twilio Live. All the Twilio APIs for every product are here. API files, right? So this is the source, and I'm pretty amazed at the effort that we've done with this, because this basically this and the Twilio libraries for Python, JavaScript, Java, C Sharp, all the Twilio client libraries, Ruby, all of those and this come from the same source, so they're always in sync, and this is updated regularly. So if you need an API definition that's up to date, this is the place to get it, and you know that it's going to be in sync with your libraries, the Twilio libraries that you use. So from here
We're
we
looking for
need
Twilio Live.
we're looking for Twilio Live, which for a strange reason that I'm unable to explain, it's called Media here. So Twilio Media,
Okay.
and that's the one. So this is Twilio Live. So I'm going to get the so this is for those who don't know, OpenAPI. It's a standard format that that services can use to describe an API. Right, I use this on my Flask projects as well. It's actually a widely used standard, and it allows for example, something that you can use with this file is to generate a client that accesses the API, which is kind of what we're going to do with Postman. We're going to teach Postman how to work with this API by importing this file, right? That's exactly what we're doing. We're sort of building a smart client for this API inside Postman, right? So I'm going to copy the URL of this thing, and then I guess I need to go back to my personal workspace, and you tell me if I mess up here.
Yeah.
And then import,
Sure.
and I'm going to use that link like that, and import this API. Okay. So now we have a collection, and then we have the API description.
Yep.
So API for Twilio Live has two main resources, and so we have player streamers and we have media processors, and the player streamer is in charge of delivering the live stream to viewers, and the media processor is in charge of rendering the live stream and then passing it on to the player streamer, who then delivers it. So those are the two main functions.
Okay.
So to be able to create this stream, we still have the call here going. So we have a video room that's running, and if we want to stream this room to everybody, what we need to do is we need to create a player streamer and then connect it with a media processor, and then we're going to have a live stream.
Okay.
So I am going to give this a try. So Joyce, I need to authenticate for this, right?
Yes.
So this is something that I don't know for sure, and if you can show me an optimized way to do this.
Yeah.
I find that when I go to, for example, this one, I need to send this a push request to this endpoint, and here I have authorization. I can paste my credentials here, and I think that will work. But then when I go to another endpoint, this is not, it doesn't transfer to the remaining endpoints.
Yes. So
Correct?
you can set a collection level authorization helper if every request in the collection uses the same type of auth.
Yes. Okay. So here.
Yes.
Okay. So basic auth.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to find my credentials. So
Is that okay that we know your username?
Yes,
Okay.
that is okay. Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
You're not going to know that one, though.
Oh, Jeremy Phil is suggesting that we use variables. Well,
We could.
We
but
could,
then
yeah.
you will have to assign the variables to every endpoint, which it's kind of the same
It's one step
effort.
removed, but okay, everyone cover your eyes. We're about to do this thing. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Miguel. We're good.
Yeah, I think it should be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good. I I mean, is this ever going to be shown? I don't think so, right? I think we're
Hopefully
safe.
not. Yeah. So wait,
Yeah.
scroll
Okay.
don't click show password, but
No, I'm not.
okay.
Right. So
Make sure
now
you
I
save
go.
your changes.
Oh,
Yeah.
do I
So
need to
you
save?
can
Where
do
do I
Command
save?
S,
Oh,
or there's that save button
oh,
at the top.
save.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, saved.
Okay.
So now I can come here and I
Instead
need to.
of instead of manually setting it at the request level, you'll want your
Mhm.
type to inherit from parent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
Nice.
so now you can see this request is using basic auth from the collection level. So you have folders, you have like requests, you might have subfolders. So you can see exactly where it's inheriting from.
Okay. Very good. Uh, so thanks to the OpenAPI specification, here I have a lot of information. I can see all the requests, all the headers. Is it here?
It so don't
Uh,
scroll up, but these are temporary headers that are generated by the auth helper. So it'll
mhm.
transform it into I forget what it is, a bearer token or a basic. It'll have like
Okay.
a prefix space and then your actual token.
Okay. So basically, I should be out of that tab.
Oh, it's risky business. Yes, I think we're good
That's
though.
fine. Yeah, we're good. Uh, so you have to trust me that all the headers are there, and and then for the body, this is all defined in the in 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 the OpenAPI specification. So here you get all the options that you have that you can send in this request. So I'm not going to use the status callback. This is something that's standard with probably all Twilio APIs. Twilio uses status callbacks to notify an application of events. So you can use it to get a this is a webhook. So you get calls when something interesting happens. I'm not going to use this for this demo. And then they have a video option which you can specify if you want video or not, which we do. So
Mhm.
this is going to be true. So this is a request. So I'm going to send it and see if I can get a player streamer created.
Created.
And it was created.
Very nice.
So can
I
I
didn't
add
realize that
this?
all of the APIs had the callback capacity. It makes sense to give you
It's
more.
pretty common.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I think most of them do. The video product, for example, does have it. You can get start callback. The voice calls as well.
Hmm.
So yes, it's a standard thing for Twilio APIs. So another thing that's pretty standard with Twilio APIs is that when you create a resource, for example, when you send an SMS message, a new SMS message, or make a phone call, you always get an identifier, and we call them SIDs. So this player streamer has this ID, right? This is this ID. We're going to use it in the next request.
Okay.
So now we have the player streamer, and we need to connect it with a media processor, and this is going to be the process that takes the contents of the video room that we are still in, and then renders the live stream.
Okay.
So
We do have
so
a couple comments from the chat.
okay,
Emmanuel is reiterating how useful variables are. It is definitely a good practice because we could have set it at one place and then it cascades. Like if we set an environment variable, then we could use it across collections. So excellent point, Emmanuel. And then Jeremy has a question about why the response has a default status callback method. Post.
this is because the response for this request is the representation of the resource that was created. And the resource that was created has these attributes. So the status callback method is set to post because it's a default. I didn't send this
You
one,
didn't
right?
set
I
it.
unchecked it, right?
Okay.
So we didn't send anything, and the default is to use a post request for status callbacks. So the new resource that I just created will use post. But then if you look at the status callback, it's not set. So effectively, we're saying that there's no status callback
Confusing.
in this
Okay.
case. So I guess I do have a question too. Thinking about variables, it would be nice if we could capture this and put it in a variable,
Yeah.
right?
So
That
you
would be
can
interesting.
manually create a
Uh,
variable, or if we had written it, if we knew what this actually we probably knew what this response looks like because there's an
so
EG example. We could have programmatically set a variable too.
right, right. I'm thinking for a Twilio specific collection, since this is standard, pretty much all APIs do this. They return when you create a resource, you get a SID,
Yeah.
right? Uh, uh, I'm just thinking to myself, it would be nice if this could be programmed into all the APIs, right? And then I wouldn't need to copy paste this like I'm going to do now, right?
Yes. So I'm just looking at the SMS example that
I
somebody
bet they did
else,
it. Yeah.
not you, but somebody else, they no, they haven't. They
No.
set so this one is like buy a phone number. They set something like what your Twilio phone number is once you buy it. So that's good.
Oh,
The
okay.
SID,
Yeah.
if the SID is universal through a lot of your APIs, then somebody should do that.
I believe I'm not completely sure it's in every single API, but
Yeah.
it's pretty standard.
Common, yeah.
Yeah, and in fact, we always have discussions about these first two letters because these determine which resource it is. So
Ooh.
for any new resource that we add, we we need to find a unique combination of two letters
What is
to
this?
be the.
Video jam?
At this point, I don't think they make any
Okay.
sense.
Okay.
Is yeah, it basically we just need to find
Got it.
unique pair of letters to use, and this is how you can tell what kind of resource it is, right? So next time I'm going to create the media processor, and it's going to have a different prefix.
Okay.
So okay, so we have a media processor, and now I'm going to go to media processor. Oh, I'm sorry, we have a player streamer now, right?
Okay.
So authorization, we have to fix this like we did before. Yeah,
Inherit. Okay.
I'm not going to show headers, but
Yes.
the headers are there. They come from the OpenAPI spec, and here we have the options, that we have for the media processor. And this is a little bit more involved. You have to make some choices here,
Uh-oh.
depending on how you want the live stream to be rendered.
Okay.
So uh, for very nice examples here. These are I guess they're coming from the OpenAPI
Open
spec.
API. Yeah.
Yeah. So the extension is this is media extension. It defines how the live stream is going to be rendered, and we have a standard extension called Video Composer V1.
Okay.
So that's what we are going to use.
Can you scroll to the right? I want to see what's in that description.
Yeah.
What did, is that
Yeah. So
helpful? No.
that is this is documentation. It should be useful.
Oh, okay. But it doesn't tell me like what the options for extension are like in the one above, does it? Oh, it does. Okay. It is helpful. Okay.
Yeah, actually, that's the same one that I'm using. Yeah,
Okay.
yep. So this one, this is a weird one, I have to admit. So we're sending this as a form encoded request, but this one takes a JSON payload. So it's a little weird, but we
Yeah.
have to use a JSON. We have to write JSON inside this one.
Okay.
So for this one, you have to tell it a bunch of things. So I have a cheat sheet here to remember. We have to tell it the name of the video room, and you haven't seen this, but in the code that I deployed, it uses a video room with the name my video room. That that's how we tell it which video room. You could have multiple video rooms going at the same time, so you have to tell it which one
Okay.
you want to live stream. Next, you have to tell it the identity of the streaming agent. The streaming process is going to join the video room, and then it's going to start streaming. So you have to give it a name, and I can give it live example. And you can use this if you had a status callback on the room, you could get a notification when this agent joins, and you could do things with it, right? This is an example usage for the status callback that could work. And then finally, you have to tell it what's the vehicle through which this is going to be streamed to the world. So the player streamer, and this could be more than one, so it's a list. And here I'm going to have to get the SID of the resource that I created before, the player streamer, and then add it here.
Are we allowed to rename your video room? Or it's already been established in your code?
It's I can show you. It's functions.
It's already been established, Willie Garrett's. We can't change it now.
Right. It's right here.
Okay.
So I could edit this and redeploy. In some applications, I use a random name generator so that I can get multiple names. So yes, it's all driven by your code.
Okay.
So this I think max duration. So this specifies how many seconds you expect the live stream to last. I'm gonna set 1 hour. Probably going to be a lot less than that. And then I'm going to not move, not use the status callbacks again. So if I didn't make any mistakes on my JSON.
Oh.
Okay. So started. So this is good. So now we have a live stream. Notice that for the context, there are some defaults. I didn't specify these, right? The resolution.
Can you drag that slightly above? It's behind your head.
Of course.
Yes, thank you.
Is that good?
And scroll down a little. Or is that the bottom?
That's the bottom, yeah.
Maybe drag the bottom of Postman up a scotch. Or just describe it. You were doing fine describing it with words.
Yeah, you.
Oh yes, that's a good one. You can collapse that on the left.
I'm gonna have to. Oh, hold on. Let's do it like this. How about now? I can.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Okay, so these are the
so there are some defaults here. Bitrate for the audio, so audio quality, the resolution, which is 720p. So I didn't need to specify these. I've used the defaults.
Okay.
So we have a live stream that's running now. So here you can see this. So my video application is not really smart. So this empty square is the live stream agent, this media composer, which is now connected on the video room and recording everything and then preparing a live stream. So this is all running right now.
Okay.
So if we go, and I'm going to share this URL with you as well, Joyce.
Okay.
To
the chat.
I'm putting it in the chat. It's the same URL. Instead of host HTML, it's index.html.
Oh. Okay.
Right. So I'm going to go there just to make sure that everything is working. Let's see. So this is actually live streamed. So anybody who's on the call right now watching this live, they can go to this URL and they're going to access the meta live stream. So we have two live streams going at the same time,
This is so confusing. So I
which
see
is
our
very
face. We're
confusing.
talking through Restream. I have one tab open. So everyone at home should be watching this through their platform, LinkedIn, Twitch, or YouTube. And
Right.
then
And
if they go to this link, they'll
so
see us.
right, they can see us directly, not through Restream, right? And which much shorter latency. This is a couple second,
Oh yeah,
two
we
three
should
seconds
show
of
the.
latency, right?
Okay,
So
this is hurting my head. Can
eh,
you open up side by side the two tabs you're participating in and then the live? Okay, yeah. So I think I understand what's going on finally.
it's so this is a constant problem for me and for others. It's really difficult in this the COVID times to show how to do a live stream when you're doing it through a live stream. It,
Yeah.
it's
So here,
but
let me share my
the
screen real. Okay, hold on. Hold on.
the
Let me share my
yeah,
screen really quickly.
okay.
And I am going to. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. So trippy. So us in the bottom right. Oh my god, I'm having a stroke. Us in the bottom right. This is us on the Postman live stream. Us on the left side, the white side, is
This is the video call.
the
We
video
have a secondary
call,
video call.
and on the right side is the stream. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I got it.
Yes. Headache inducing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Back to you. Back to you, Miguel.
So this you probably tested this. It's about I would say 3 seconds. If you do some gesture and then you're going to see it like in 3 seconds. So it's extremely low latency. No.
It's it's more latency than the other. But now I'm streaming like I have so many windows open. So you call this ultra something? Ultron?
This is very low latency. Should 2 3 seconds. So the main thing, the important thing about this is when you don't have all that layer of, the wrapper live stream that we have, right? When you access the live stream directly, it enables you as a host to interact with the audience
And answer
because of the
questions.
right because of
Yeah.
the short latency, right? You can invite someone to join as a panelist, right? And then we would see a third box here in the live stream.
Okay. Willie Geertz is summarizing this a lot more clearly than I was. The video call, the first browser window that we joined is like Zoom, as real time as possible, and then the stream always has a delay, but it's a slight, very ultra little delay, 2 to 3 seconds. Okay, that's helpful.
Right. And then if you watch it through Restream, then you're going to be subject to those additional 15 or
Additional,
so seconds,
yeah.
right? So then, then it's not really that great,
Okay.
right? But when you run the live stream directly, it's a pretty good.
Hello. I feel like, are we low
You
on
know,
bandwidth? Like I have 3 windows open. Is
it,
this
it,
me?
it might be, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So
Please close your window. This is like making me have a stroke.
so so now if people join here, well, actually, I think
The host
I don't remember what's the maximum number of people on this room. It may not work anymore now that this live streamer invisible
has
person
sat
is.
in a slot. Can somebody
Yeah,
try to join this
it
the
may not work now.
host.html? We'll see. Tell us if you're trying to join and you can't join because
I believe it might be
set at 3.
yeah,
Okay.
it
Okay.
might be the maximum.
Okay.
But anyway, uh, this is actually, you know what? I should check.
To the code.
Yeah, let's find. Um, where is it? Actually, look at that. I put in the comment 4, but then I coded the 3. So
That
so
makes
it's 3.
sense because the last time when we just spun up the video room, I think people were trying to get in and they couldn't. So that actually
Yeah.
makes
Okay. So
sense.
it's 3. I thought 4, but then I put a 3. Yeah. There you
Okay.
go. So
Okay.
it's 3.
That was smart of you.
So anyway, uh, hopefully you get the idea that this is extremely configurable. You can do whatever you want. Uh, this in this example is JavaScript running serverless. It could be Python running on a on a VM on a virtual server. It's really up to you because we have Twilio libraries for I think 6, 7, maybe 7 languages. Uh,
Yeah.
Go was the most recent one. But then
Okay.
yeah, I believe we're up to 7 right now.
Miguel, can I
So
ask you to go through this all one time very quickly? Can you update it to 4, redeploy, and then do we need to go through the posts again?
uh, yes, we can.
And then this time when we go through the posts, we can programmatically set this SID.
Programmatically set the SID. Oh, with a
In
variable.
post. Yeah. In Postman.
Okay, hold on. So what I'm gonna do first then is so we have the media processor. Here's the SID. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop this guy. So I'm gonna stop the live stream that we are running right now.
Okay.
So update media processor. This is another endpoint.
Oh.
This one has a part of the path is the SID of the media processor that I want to stop. So I'm going to paste it there. Let's fix the auth one more time. I believe the body status ended is already set to
Okay.
what I want. So if you are watching the live stream, you're going to lose it right now.
Very
So
nice. Oh,
there
oh,
you
okay.
go.
I was watching and now I
Right.
see the stream
And
has ended.
mine is gone too.
Yeah.
Right. So the stream ended and we're done with that one. So we're going to have to exit this as well, the video call.
Okay.
So bye-bye video call.
Goodbye.
So,
Questions from the chat. Willie Geertz is asking about Asterisk. I don't know what that is. To set up audio conferences on a client, but now Asterisk has video too. That would be the same procedure, right? A part that Asterisk is on-prem and Twilio has cloud.
I'm not familiar with Asterisk, but I would imagine that there has to be a back-end component. I don't
Miguel,
even know. So what I don't know is are we
Miguel,
talking about video calling or
Miguel,
live
somebody's in the
streaming?
room with me. I left my thing. Who is in this room? Is this a real person? Miguel,
I'm not seeing your room because
wait,
I
let me
left.
share my screen.
Okay.
Oh my god. Okay, okay. I
Right. Yeah.
recognize Ian.
And
Somebody popped
it's
into the room and it scared me. Okay, okay, okay. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah.
Back to you.
So go ahead and exit that.
Okay, okay.
If you don't want to be distracted,
Okay.
right? We're gonna stop it anyway. Um, so I don't know the asterisk if it's a video calling or if it's live streaming.
Got it. One more question from the
Yeah.
chat. Tan Mayo is saying in the docs the quotas for Twilio Live is 5 max concurrent video player streamers.
Hmm.
Is that a question, Tan Mayo? So you have to create a video, a player streamer, and then the media processor.
That will be per stream. Yes, each stream will have one of each.
Okay, Tan Mayo, ask it. Let us know if you had a question around that.
Right.
And then Arlemy suspects that that's Willie. Ian
Yeah.
also popped into that room. Asterisk
Right.
is
So
in open
so
source.
the reason why people are able to connect to that room is that the room is deployed. Right. I
Mm.
left the room.
Mm-hmm.
you, Joyce, left the room, but the room is deployed on Twilio serverless platform, right? So anybody that knows the URL can join, because this is a simple example that doesn't require any authentication.
Yes.
So
But you could
so
program that in if you wanted like to have
of course
registration and stuff. Yeah.
you should have, if you have a user database, you can verify. I mean, if you look at this, if the room has 3 people, the fourth person, I say no. So you could implement any logic that you want to reject people and not let them into the room, right?
Okay.
So that could connect to the user database, check a password, a token. You can do pretty much anything you like.
Okay.
So let's make this, I don't know, 5.
Oh, 5. Okay. That's risky, but okay.
So I'm gonna redeploy. And this is going to take another 5 seconds or so.
And it'll be the same URL?
It's going to be the same URL as before.
The host
Yes.
one? Okay.
Yes. Yep. You're going to have to refresh the page once this is complete to get the new code.
This is like chat roulette. I'm like in this room and there's
Yeah.
like yeah, I can't hear.
So it's full of people. So I'm not going to. Oh, okay. There we go.
Oh.
This is fun.
Okay, but
Okay.
this is the video room. And then now
Yeah.
you need to redeploy, you need to recreate the player streamer and
Right.
media
So
processor?
you want to show me, you said you wanted to do it with variables.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
Okay.
I think somebody had a code sample earlier, but I cannot actually copy. Jeremy Field had a code sample earlier. Let's just write it from scratch. So, in the create player streamer post,
Mm-hmm.
under the tests tab, this is where we can write JavaScript and we can like set
Right.
variables. So
Mm-hmm.
let's go ahead and say pm dot. Oh no, I'm forgetting. Is it collection? Yeah, collection variables. Dot set. Open parentheses. And then the first one we will call probably a string. Let's give it a name, SID.
Player
Or player streamer SID.
ID, since we're going to have to.
Okay. And second parameter is going to parse the response that comes back. So it'll be pm.response.json. Open, close parentheses. And then after, so after you open, close parentheses, it'll be .sid. Actually, does this work? I wonder. I don't know if that works.
Like this,
I don't.
or
no. JSON open close parentheses, and then after the open close.
Oh, it's a function. Okay,
yeah.
Got it. Yeah. That.
Yes.
This is JavaScript, right? So, well, semicolon is optional probably, but
yes.
Yeah.
I like to know that you'd use semicolons, though. Okay,
Oh,
so
I mean, we don't have time to discuss my
Okay.
my takes on semicolons, but
so
I do use them. Yes.
hit save, and then you'll need to send the call in order for this to execute. So you're creating a new player
So now,
streamer.
right, the previous player streamer, when the live stream, the first live stream ended, that also ended. So we need to make a new one now.
Okay.
So the body remains the same. So here we were just saying that we want a video player streamer.
Okay.
So let's create one.
Okay.
And how can we test that we have the variable?
Under the collection, if you select the collection in the sidebar.
This one?
Yep. And then tab over to variables.
Oh,
you can
nice.
see that you're setting player streamer SID, and now you can use that variable name.
So now, right. So we can go to create media processor.
Mm-hmm.
And so this one,
you can access it with double curly braces.
Okay. Do I need quotes here? Probably do. Yes.
If it's JSON, yes, I think you do.
Well, actually, I don't know. I'm undecided. If
About
quotes,
quotes?
I don't know. Well, we
Because
can
it's
try it.
a...
We're gonna get an error if it doesn't work. No,
Okay,
no big
okay,
deal.
okay.
So everything else is going to be the same. So yeah, we can give it a try.
Okay.
There we go. Started. It
Whoa.
worked.
Okay, so you did use
Okay.
quotes or not?
I did. Yes.
Okay, okay,
Where is it? I did use
got it.
quotes.
Okay, cool, cool.
Okay, perfect. So now we can go back to the live stream, and now there we go. We have 3 people here.
Oh, this is hilarious.
So we have space for one
Oh
more. If
yeah.
anybody else, so we can make it a four call.
Okay, so as a reminder for everyone, we are watching the stream here, so you can open a separate tab or watch Miguel's stream. Oh,
There
yay!
we
We
go.
have a fourth full house, full house. All right. The
Anyway,
mimes have joined the chat.
do you understand why I say that this is so fun?
Yeah, it is trippy though, right? Hopefully I'm
Well,
not the only
I,
one
I
that's so
think what makes
confused.
it a little bit difficult to think about is that we were doing it. We're doing a live stream inside a live stream. When you're doing it directly, it's not that difficult to follow, right? I would imagine, in the audience, you really, you have to explain what they're seeing, right? Unless they connect directly. But when you only have the live stream, it's a lot easier, and it's still very fun to write code for this.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
getting paid to do this, it's really, you know,
good point. Good point. I love having people in the room that can't talk because they don't have audio too. It makes me feel
right?
important.
Anyway, I'm amazed that everything worked. I was, when you do a demo, you know that there's going to be one thing at least that is not going to work, and everything is working. So,
Yeah.
right,
I'm gonna
can't
go ahead and
complain.
drop a link to the sign up for if you don't already have a Twilio account, sign up for a new one. You can do this with a free account and you get like some, I don't know. There's a referral link, you get
Yeah,
some cash.
I believe you get like $15, 15 US dollars when you open an account.
$15. When I first signed up,
I
I
mean,
only
it's
got
it's
10.
okay. Maybe it's 10 then. I think it's
It's been a
15.
long time ago.
But anyway,
And then
but
here
anyway, yeah,
is
you do get
the
some credit that you can use
code.
to play. You can play with this or with any other Twilio product. Uh, Especially the serverless, definitely, you should check it out. Even if not for this, you can deploy anything that that has nothing to do with any other Twilio products. You can write a node server and deploy it serverless, right? And have nothing to do with any Twilio product, which is quite amazing. I've deployed React applications as assets. You've seen that we have assets and functions. So you can build a React application and then put it in the assets directory, and off it goes, and you can deploy it with Twilio serverless. So there's a lot of little things that you can do that are super convenient, and in my opinion, it's much easier to do it than if you go with other deployment platforms.
Yeah.
So
I think Twilio does a good job of like creating a breadth of libraries and SDKs that allow you to just kind of pick and choose the different pieces that you want to roll into your own setup. Uh, okay, I am getting oh oh, there's capacity for one more to join.
two
Uh,
more, two more now.
Wait, what? Why are we doing the wave? Okay, okay. Is there anything else that we want to explore while we have this running? Otherwise, we can move on. We can leave this up for a little bit to allow people time to join if they want to join. If you're trying to join, you're going to join at the host.html URL. And if you want to watch the live stream, host it on Twilio Cloud, you join the
Right.
index.html.
So participants go to host.html, lurkers go to index.html, or no URL or no file in the URL. Yeah, there you go. One more.
It's so fun. This is like Miguel, this is what you were saying earlier. When you have like the in or the benefit that you get from having that ultra low latency is that you can say something and then immediately like something happens. Like
Right.
people
So
hear to
it's
join
not.
and then they join.
I mean, to be honest, it's not immediate, right? It takes, I would say, 2.5 seconds on average, but it's short enough that you can interact with the audience. If you ask a question, you can invite someone, 2 3 seconds later, and make it work, right? Where you can make it interactive, which is something that's very difficult, if you're streaming over YouTube or LinkedIn or Twitch, because those are a little bit longer, right? The latency sort of make it impossible to interact with the audience, right? But besides being able to invite people, right, which is a different problem that you will have, and because with Twilio, you have all the controls because you get the APIs, you can implement wherever you want. Inviting someone to a stream is not really, we don't have to offer it as a feature because you just invite someone to your video room, right? So
I have to say that this is very, very risky. Was a risky idea for a stream. So I feel like we're pushing it if we continue doing this for much longer. So I think I'm going to thanks for whoever was brave enough and social enough to join us on stream. I'm going to take Miguel. I'm going to take your uh, stop sharing that part of it. Okay,
okay.
unless there's something that you want to go over.
uh, no,
Okay.
I'm really happy that everything went well. We did 2 deployments and both worked, so I can't complain.
See, I feel like some people really have really want to have clean live coding. And for me, if people struggle, I love the struggle. So let me go ahead and post a link to the Twilio public workspace. Um, uh, Check
So
out. So
my
we only explored three of the. We explored video, we explored media or AKA live, and then serverless. But you saw all those open API files in the Twilio public workspace. We have a question from Ian. Does Twilio have any sort of live chat component?
Yes, we do. Yes, so the product is called Conversations. Hold on, do I still have the Twilio workspace? Let's see. Oh, I'm
Should
not
I
sharing my screen
let me
anymore. I'm
bring it
I'm,
up?
I'm looking at the
Yeah, yeah.
Postman um, APIs. Yeah, Conversations. There you go. So yes, yeah. So Conversations is the product that we have for chat. Um, we have actually, I don't have the link, but I should probably look for it. We have uh, an example application that's way more complex than the example that I'm showing today, uh, for a video call with live streaming and chat. And it basically we're also using Twilio Sync, which is uh, our cloud database product. It's a way to have different locations synchronize content, which is also not listed here. So this is out of date. I'm taking this as an action item to make sure that this Twilio workspace is updated with our APIs. But
APIs.
anyway, let me. Uh,
We did have a request from Jeremy Field that I plus one make sure to update the Twilio workspace with the media APIs. I think it is kind of like
yeah.
interesting tech and people would like to play with it.
Um, Actually, have Twilio. See if I can find the. Yeah, there you go. So I'm gonna share one more link. So
Okay.
this is a fairly uh, complete example um, of an application that uses. I've used three products here: functions or serverless, live, and video. So this example also uses sync, which is our database, cloud database, and also conversations for chat. So this is a pretty good example. If you want to do something for real, you know, production ready, that this implements a lot of all those features that you are sure to want to have on your production application.
I think that's one of the things that the Twilio community does really well. There's, if you can dream it, this type of app, like Ian Douglas was asking about, like a chat capability, building something like that. If you can dream up this idea for an app, like they share it, they share code samples, they share all that stuff with the rest of the folks, because there's a bunch of like tinkerers. I don't know what the word is, but like people that are just want to learn new tech and build something cool.
Yeah, yeah, and this is why I enjoy working with these technologies so much, because they're really, you know, tinkerer friendly, if you will.
Yeah.
You just get the building blocks. You don't have uh, any pre-assumptions about what you want to do. You just get the basic blocks, and then you can assemble them any way you like.
Yeah.
So
Okay, well, that was actually a lot. We started from a boilerplate video app that you built, Miguel, and we spun that up, and then we had to update it and remove the audio because otherwise we'd get that mad echo if we're streaming in two different places at the same time. The audio would have echoed. So you removed the echo, and then you deployed the video room, people could join the video room, and then you used a post call to create a player streamer and a media processor to actually create the live stream. And then people could either go to the room and join us on the stream or open up a new tab and watch the stream. So I think that was, again, it broke my brain, but it helped me learn
yes,
a little bit more about the
and
live streaming
we
world.
we had a mime on the call at some point,
I am going to take a clip
which
of that
was
mime and tweet it. That was
amazing.
amazing. Thank you, Arlemy. I'm positive that was Arlemy who brought the represents the French in this stream. And so, Miguel, thank you so much for coming on and doing this.
Yeah,
This
you're
wasn't.
welcome.
It was a lot of preparation. Like you build all this stuff. I think anybody that wants to follow Miguel, Twitter handle is there. You actually build a lot of these prototypes, and you write prolifically about that kind of stuff.
Yes. So I have a bunch of tutorials. There's a couple on the Twilio blog that are specifically for Twilio Live. Uh, One is actually about screen sharing, which is something that we didn't do today, right? We were sharing webcam, but this is all based on standard browser technologies, and the browser can share the screen as well as it can share the webcam. So I have a tutorial if you want to build like a mini Twitch clone where you can share your screen and then live stream it to others to watch for others to watch. And maybe let's see if I can find it. Why not?
I'm looking for it right now. I'm actually going to post a link to your author profile
Oh,
on,
that could be a good idea, actually.
because
Yeah.
I've personally, when I'm building something, read through your tutorials and then like just tweaked something very little. I think we've talked so much about how Twilio has modular tech, but also like if you just don't have the creativity or the imagination, you
Okay.
can also just spin up these
Yeah.
concepts.
So here's a tutorial from a colleague of mine. Uh, Instead of using the serverless, this is done on Express. Another way to do it, still JavaScript, but you do it with an Express web server. And mine should be somewhere in here as well. Oh, there you go.
Oh, can you drop a link?
Yeah.
And Miguel, as we close out, am I putting the right one? As we close out, we like to say goodbye with community shoutouts. Do you have any last minute, really quick shoutouts that you want to give?
Well, you probably know where my heart is. I have to say hi to the Flask community. uh, which is, I mean, JavaScript is great and all that, but you know,
I'll
I
stop you right
really
there. I'll stop you right there, Miguel. You're offending half of our viewers.
no, I mean it is great, but really, I really enjoy writing backend code in Python with Flask. So that is where my heart is. Um, there you go. At least
Yeah,
one person's
at
happy.
least
So
one. So you're saying there's
yeah,
one. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now we're about to descend into the doldrums of the chat.
I think this is gonna get into a war, and definitely not interested in that. I'm using JavaScript as much as Python, to be honest, these days. So
Yeah. I
I really
mean,
like it. I do have my strong views about semicolons, right? We shouldn't get into that because we're gonna run out of time. But uh,
okay. So my shout
uh,
outs are just basically announcements. So what's coming up next week? Next Wednesday, we have a space camp. You can register for the space camp if you haven't already. Me and Sean, I believe, are going to be giving a space camp on working with your team. So a lot of collaboration, productivity tips and tricks. That is on Wednesday. And then next Thursday on this stream, same time, is I believe Sean is going to be here with Carson, and they're going to be working with the Strava API because Sean set all sorts of New Year's resolutions and is really slacking on that. And so, tracking his activity, getting back on track with those New Year's resolutions is going to be next week's stream. Okay, so much. We covered so much. Miguel, thank you so much again for joining us. Everyone else, thank you so much for joining us as well, contributing to the stream. And we will be seeing you next week. Goodbye, Miguel.
okay.
Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye bye.